Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me know if the audio is good, if we're rocking and rolling. I did have a mic go out, so we're back to we got one of these again, the Yeti Blue. It doesn't light up colors, but the stock market just might. We're gonna get into that tonight. Per usual on Tuesday, we're gonna break down the dollar, the Russell, the Nasdaq, the S&P. We will go over Bitcoin. When we talk about the dollar, we'll bring up Bitcoin and gold as well. Also, you're noticing I got this ticker pulled up. Kind of an awkward ticker, probably not something I normally trade. I am in it, so we shall see. I'm also in an Nvidia put, so let's rock and roll. I wanted to give it just I want to give everybody a full 1 minute when I click the go live button, and then we rock and roll. So if you're watching this recording, you can just fast forward to the 1 minute. If you made it this far, you only have 10 seconds. Use that 10 seconds, hit the thumbs up button, and share it to somebody. Wouldn't mind if the channel did grow a bit. No big deal. Um, but anyway, it's been a minute. Let's rock and roll. I'm in that. Then Palantir Gains got you feeling risky. No, okay. So actually, it's something I went in with my mentorship group last night. These are not things that I play, and there is a partnership with Nvidia, I guess, which is what sent it off. As far as the market cap, next to nothing. I myself could probably hold account and move this ticker just by myself. So no, this is a pump and dump. Everything about this, regardless of reason, fundamentals, whatever anyone wants to talk about, this is just a game of hot potato. So it came up, it came back down, held that. I thought Nvidia is unstoppable, so I can only imagine if retail wants to get a hold of this, it wouldn't take much to pump this. So I did put my alert right here, and I told everybody, do not follow me. The alert hit this morning, and I was like, we're already up. Market is selling off. Like, don't want to do this. Then we just started jacking around here. So I did buy this. That is one of my swings overnight. So hopefully that goes to like 1 million or like 45, or since AMC never hit 100,000, could we just hit that? That'd be sweet. Either way, I did just want to talk about this. As far as this goes, my stop is 835. And if you're going to trade something like this, your stop would probably have to be 835 with an expectation of that fill being around 8. Remember, your stock market, your stop order is a market order, which means it's going to tag at 835. But when those red candles show up and volume on this is already going to be depleting as it goes, buyers will be far and few in between, so it will feel a little bit lower. My DJ senses are tingling on this. This would be just like the equivalent of an earnings call, right? It is a gamble, but it does break up the monotony. If you guys are new to how I do things, or you're new to this channel, I trade the same stuff over and over again. So I have a reliable system for just income, and that's what I trade stocks for income, but I have to be robotic and systematic. So it is fun to just kind of take random stuff like this. Every bit of it, not my cup of tea. It's nothing I would ever call out. I leave for a little bit. I come back to Don trading penny stocks. What does the world come to? This is where it's at. This is what you do. What you normally do is you go from big cap to options to penny stocks to futures. That's the normal transition as you watch people blow their account and chase after that fix. But just kidding. That is mine. And 835 is actually a pretty wide stop on this. If it breaks that, I have no interest. I won't be talking about it. I don't care if it goes to 2. I don't care if it goes to 1. There's no like, it's cheap now. Just fun. All right. As far as the dollar goes, went into send mode. So I'm short the dollar. So I felt that. Luckily, I was able to bring lube this morning, and it wasn't dry. Still have 40 minutes to make some bad decisions. Should have ended the stream with that then. Anyway, how's the audio, guys? Okay, so we saw the inflation report, and I'm sure you've seen everyone's opinion on that on YouTube right now. It's bad. It's different. No one saw it coming. We talked about it last night in our report, or in our mentorship group, but no one saw it coming. We talked about this being the excuse for things to go red. The dollar did push up. The markets did pull back a little bit. Looks like Russell might be trying to make a green candle at least. Man, as far as the dollar goes, this line right here is just a resistance. This is the main zone. We get above this, I gotta rethink things. Audio's crispy. Nice. Okay, cool. I will remain short. My position sizing. I don't know if I'm going to be adding on if it breaks up. It's going to be one of those things where I'll remain short the dollar. I'm on a much higher time frame, but if it goes up to like awkwardly right here and turns around, I probably won't have added on. If it comes all the way up here, I will add on, and I might be taking some other trades in between to just kind of hedge that. As far as Bitcoin goes. Now the dollar did push up. Let's bring those up side by side. Do we have internet today? Do you guys see this? The internet works. Oh my gosh. Stop by your local Hy-Vee or Price Chopper and pick up your AOL disc. You get 14 free days. They give you a new email. Everything's pretty cool. All right, so here's the red candle. We on a green candle. Now we're talking. Over on the daily. Hang on. Let's get to the let's go to the hourly. Are we hourly 4 hour? Okay, is it time to do it? Ooh, hang on. Right there. Ooh, nothing. I was gonna say, man, if the big green candle was the red candle, at that point I'm thinking, hey, someone might be hedging the dollar. It's time to go, time to get in there. When I see institutions get into Bitcoin like that, I like it. As far as Bitcoin goes, all we have been watching was this daily inside right here. And this is why, if you guys ever see just two red lines drawn like this, there was just inside candles right here. And the break and close above that is typically your indication of which way we're headed. So we broke above, closed above that, getting out of that inside range. And now we're just in send it mode. We hit that 50K mark. Now, I do want to see what happens here. We're probably a little overbought, so I don't expect us to just come crashing right through that. But if we bull flag it up, base it out right here, and then send it again, it's time. I've almost added on. I don't like buying at the peaks. Almost thought about it, or I thought about it, almost did it. But if we pull back and hold this $47,000 mark and start to turn our way up, I am going to add. Because again, that 50K mark, once it's closer to 100K than it is zero, I think that's when the real FOMO gets in. Anybody watching Bitcoin right now is probably getting excited, but I think above the 50K mark, it just comes with that social media premium that you don't have to pay for advertising ads on social media. That's when everyone, like your wife's boyfriend, he'll be in it. He'll be rich. Your wife's gonna hate you even more. Your grandma will be. Everybody will be in on Bitcoin, and they'll be buying it at like 60 by the time. But as far as I kind of think Bitcoin might be going for it this year. We got the halving coming up, so either way, we'll see. What I'm cautious about right here is we've played this back and forth game quite a bit. So I don't think we just end up going crashing through the 50K mark, but we'll have to see. Dump it, Dex. Dex said, get rid of it. I don't trade it. I just buy it. I buy it every week. And for anyone that is new to this channel, I buy every week and I had that same amount going into a savings account. So when it does get a pretty serious dip, like we dip down to this red line, then I take the savings account, dump it in. That's how I dollar cost average. It's how it keeps my average weighted down. You're good, Cody. I love Bitcoin added to every week like Don. Hopefully it's not a scam. Everybody keeps telling me it's a scam. It's just weird. Let's say people also told me they warned me not to buy Palantir at $10. I don't know. Weird. All right. As far as the Russell goes, melted down today. Inflation. Super surprised. But what we did get was a daily trend change. I mean, we blasted what I was watching last night and talking out with my mentorship group, and you'll see the alert we set here when we get to the S&P was if we just pulled back and didn't even break yesterday's low, like, come on, this is nothing. This is literally just a dip buy. If we break through that, let's see where we go. Now, in case of the Russell, we still kind of have this higher low situation going. And I drew this out on IWM. And if you guys remember last week, there was the line right here, making that bull pennant. But as we break that line, I delete it because we were making lower highs, we're making higher lows. We broke that. So now I'm thinking, okay, no need to talk about it. But if we were to actually bring that back up, interesting enough. Okay. I was going to say, man, that almost looks like a break and a retest, but we did get below it. And I don't really care for the break and retest plays. In the Forex market, I do. Forex is a sideways market, but I don't really care for it as far as the indices or stocks go. And not that I wouldn't care if you guys do it. I'm not saying anything like that. I haven't found it to be. Once I take a certain amount of losses on something, I give up on it. It doesn't take long for me to just think, that doesn't work. And then I'm out. On that note, just a small rant. It is very important. If there's one thing I could probably just say a key to my success is because I started trading in a bull market, very forgiving. It's hard to make mistakes. It's hard to pay for those mistakes. I'll put it that way. But you need to be able to recognize when you were right or when you're just coincidentally right. And maybe you're on a lucky streak, and things like that. Like that typically comes up when someone brings up a pattern like a head and shoulders or the cup and handle or whatever the shape you learned when you were a toddler is. When it shows up on here, you think that's how people make money. And then like works once or twice and then it doesn't work. And then it doesn't work ever again, but you keep trying it. Anyway, Hedgehog said I sold at 55. Someone who bought will be eager. Someone who bought will be eager to sold. Are we talking about Bitcoin? 50 to 55 Bitcoin major resistance, mini bag holders since last time. I could see that. And that's why we need to break above it. Nvidia 735 resistance. The trend change will be huge on that. It better be coming in hot because I'm in a put right now. Let's not skip ahead. We'll get to my Nvidia put. As far as tech goes, oh gosh. As far as tech goes, guys, this looks like a dip buy. And I can't tell you how many jokes I made inside my own chat today of Nvidia's probably just putting its cape on, getting ready to save the day. Because let's be honest, the NASDAQ is literally just Nvidia the last few days. Now, I was already in an Nvidia put, so don't get me wrong. That was down. Nvidia was down this morning. Those puts were less red. They weren't actually green. They were less red. So I wanted to get cute with it. So I did lock it in. Nvidia just jumped right back up. I waited a little bit, got a little bit higher. Once it started to come back down, I got back in a put. So hopefully we can catch some recovery on that. So if you guys do hear me talk about how much I made on an Nvidia put, it is a different one than the one I locked in today. Have a good one, Cody. All right. So as far as the NASDAQ goes, we tried to get below, ultimately held this zone right now because it's a 24.5, 23.5 market. Weird. Kind of no one's trading in this session right now, but technically it's down. So let's see if we get that continuation. As far as the daily trend, it did change overall trick. So there's the daily trend of the individual daily candles, and then there's the waves of the daily trend. And if you don't specify which one, I get how that can be confusing because I would still call this overall channel up a daily trend up, and then I'd physically call each of these green candles a trend up while this is a trend down. So overall, things are actually still looking good as far as the NASDAQ goes. Yes, technically this is a pullback, but if you have been bullish in the NASDAQ, this is not anything. So while I have some short positions, I really don't want to fear monger, get anybody too excited because yeah, the trend could change. It could sell off. There's a very good argument that this could be the next like .com bubble, and we just begun. And that was a whole talk I had last night with my group. So that's why, and I even told you guys that even on the growth account, I'm going to wait till Thursday, I think, at least in the growth account, by the way. And that's the account. Again, I started at zero. We put $150 in and we're growing it. And it was one of those things. It started to get everybody's attention when the account was up thousands, over 100%. I think we're at 112%. So I started over. I'm not going to start it over again. I need to get above PDT. And show everybody. The idea with this growth account is to show everybody how I would trade. And right now it's been great because people are like, what's next? What's next? What's next? And it's one move a week. When you have a small account, you can't make moves like that. But you'll get to see as it progresses, the moves you can make, how it unlocks different things. And it should overall make you a better trader. And I forgot where I was going with that, why we even brought the account. Someone could probably help me out with that. Man, I really feel like I was going somewhere. That wasn't the point. Wasn't to bring that up, but I do think a 10% drawdown is in the works. Let's just bring it up and move on. I don't want to. I'll probably remember it. And we'll bring it back up. Shout out to anybody that's new to the channel. This is normal. I don't script and pre-record things. There's no need to pretend like what you're talking about. This is just that's what we do, or I do, whatever you want. Waiting till Thursday. Thank you. Yes. Man, this is also why I love going live. 10%. Okay, so I'm waiting till Thursday because I want to see if this pullback one I talked about it in this extensively. So if you're on the Patreon, you have all the call outs real time. But if you're in my group, then you get the conversations and everything because I stream every day. And I told everybody I'm gonna hang out this week. Things look like we're a little bit overbought, and we should be pulling back. So I'm glad CPI came out, and that's our excuse. But what I'll probably end up doing is waiting till Thursday. And since I sell options contracts against the shares that we have, I'll probably just wait till Thursday, kind of let the next couple days shake out, and then I'll sell next week's just a couple days early. We'll probably be selling puts. The growth count is in the Robinhood account this year. Last year it was on E-Trade. So we couldn't sell puts because you can't sell puts in E-Trade, cash secured puts. Even if you have all the cash, can't do it until you have 6 grand in the account. So I was like, well, it's kind of dumb. So anyway, we're buying Bitcoin. We're gonna take the profits and buy Bitcoin. And we're gonna sell some puts, but I'm waiting to see if things sell off. What's up, Southside Play? Man, you guys came in a clutch on that. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, squirrel. It is. It's just because I have so many things to say, and like it's hard to slow it down for you humans. I just wish we could. I wish you guys could just hear my thoughts. It'd be a lot easier. This is why I talk to myself. I understand my conversations. Can I go over my thoughts on the VIX? Yes, I will. A 10% drawdown. That's what I've said in the beginning. We've talked about Q1 because I don't think we pull back. I think we get a correction. It does bug me when Brad comes on and talks about a correction of 5% because it's just it irks me. It's not that big of a deal, but a pullback is 1 to 9%, a correction 10 to 20 or 10 to 19, a crash is 20 or more. And I do think we correct. And what I've said since the beginning is it happens in Q1 or doesn't happen at all. But I also said probably more the S&P. The Nasdaq could be and I've said this, the Nasdaq is just a wild card, and I'd be careful. And I don't know if you guys saw the report, but if you take just tech out, the S&P is at all-time lows. That's how much tech is affecting things, holding things up, running this whole thing. And it's not because it's in a bubble. It's because these guys are running the show, and we are in a tech world. So the last thing I want to do is just get really gung-ho about this thing's going to have a 10% drawdown and get wrecked because AI came out and said, I'm going to do every job a million times more efficient. Sorry about your luck. Anyway, long-winded answer to say, careful with tech. It's just a wild card for me. I'm very bullish a lot of things, and there is a solid argument for a lot of things are just beginning. Not to, I feel like no matter what, I'm just going to be inducing FOMO for everyone's got to buy puts and I'm fear mongering, or you got to just be in calls because we're just beginning. Regardless, everything has a pullback. There's really the market's not going anywhere, As far as the expected move, we did get below. Sorry, I do this on Sunday, but Sunday there was the Super Bowl. Everyone kept saying the Chiefs are going to lose, so I had to just, verify things. Anyway, I don't know why I even thought. Of course the Chiefs are going to win. Anyway, Super Bowl, so I didn't go live Sunday. Sunday is when I go and draw these lines out. We got below, came back up, so I am going to be on the lookout for the Qs at 420, 421. If tomorrow is a red day, I'll probably look at selling some 418, 419 puts. I wouldn't mind that. As far as the S&P goes, so here's the alert I told you guys about. Alert right here. I was like, let me know if we break the daily trend, and we did in the morning. It was pretty quick. I kind of thought because how many times have we seen like a red day and thought, here comes the reversal, and it was just green and going. So I knew, and guys, I had this talk with my group, and I hate to just keep saying that, but not to say I've been struggling, but I've been trading so light. I've been making so much less money compared to what I normally make because don't get me wrong, I've absolutely killed it, made a ton of money. But all I've been doing is just selling options, kind of just waiting. I've been waiting for pullbacks. It's been hard to take directional trades. One, I think we're too high. And then how do you short just a freight train just speed railing down? It's tough. So I'm glad we're finally getting the pullback. But man, so I'm hoping hopefully we do catch a real pullback. This is nothing. Hopefully we do catch a correction. Let's grab 10% from all-time highs. Let's go from here because they'll talk about that. 10% would put us right there about SPY at 454. Puts us right here in this zone, as a matter of fact, as well. Um, man, as far as like a picture perfect play goes, pulling all the way back down to that would be smooth. You'd have no problem buying that dip. But until that red candle's followed by another red candle, for now, just like tech, it's hard to say things are looking rough. To even call this a pullback is like, I'm going to call it a pullback. Please don't argue with me, kind of thing. You don't even have to be a perma bull to say, like, that's nothing. Yeah, Lester, I did go over the dollar. Watch tomorrow, we're back at all-time highs. Yeah, see, Matt, I don't know if anybody's kidding or serious when they say that, because would I be even the least bit surprised? What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday? That'd be quite the green day. All-time highs by Thursday. We just two trading sessions. Not even the least bit surprised. Not even a tiny bit. But I'm hoping that red candle does get followed up. We break it down a little bit further. For now, I got to say, it'd be hard not to buy at this yellow zone, regardless. I do think we'll find some buyers there. That puts SPY around 480. And if we bounce and make that lower high, I would not buy this a second again. At that point, I would be actively short. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. You are correct. Did you give me some chocolates? Roses. No one ever gets the guy roses. But it won't just go straight down unless we get a black swan event. I have to do a little bit more research, but I think I know where a black swan event might come from, and it might be the commercial real estate. At first, I was kind of brushing it off, but I keep hearing some things, and I've seen some solid points. But commercial real estate might be throwing people through a loop that they haven't seen yet. So I don't know. West Coast says, "Hey Don, is your top investment holding still Tesla and Meta?" It is Meta and Tesla. Curious your thoughts on Tesla. Planning to make an investment there if it drops a bit more. Invest Tesla because margin's going to be in that account. I was looking at today, like if we can squeeze out selling a put with margin, I think I might do it on Tesla. As far as Tesla goes, um, so I take my profits from trading, right? And then I pay my bills, and then it goes into my investment account. I have a video coming out of everything I'm going to add, and when we're talking about investing, guys, like it doesn't like it matters, but as a trader, I try to time things, but I'm gonna buy it and see where it's at in 5 years. I don't. Does it really matter if I buy Tesla at 185, 175, or 195? Doesn't matter at all to me. Those margins are literally nothing to me. But I will say I have a video coming out. I'm going to talk about Tesla, my holdings, everything I'm buying for tech. I will say CrowdStrike's going to be in there. I don't have any as far as actually I have it in my trading account. This is going into my investment account. If you guys caught the stream live, this was an earnings play. It bounced down into a zone. I bought it, and it's just been up, up, and away. And I haven't, it's been in my trading account. This is going in my investment account. And it's just because I don't really have any cybersecurity. So I want to say I'm grabbing this and Palo Alto. Is it Palo Alto? I'm going to do a couple more. These are a bit pricey, but I just feel like I need to be in this space regardless. So and I have a video coming out of everything I'm adding. Cybersecurity will be in there. What and how I'm going to add to it. Just keep nibbling away at it. And then with these, grab a little bit and chunk it a little bit more, play catch up. I sent you a postcard. Maybe you get it tomorrow. Is it Valentine's? I'm getting a Valentine's Day card. Let's do this. Okay, did we go over? Let's talk about the. And thank you for the postcard, because no matter what it is, it's a Valentine's Day card to me. All right, so it's Tuesday. We're at 1 standard deviation, ultimately holding. As far as this goes, if we sell off tomorrow, I might try to sell some 485 puts on SPY for this Friday, but we'd have to sell off for those to kind of really be worth it at that point. You said ANET is awesome. There's a couple routes I'm going as far as cybersecurity. There's a couple funds I've seen that have quite a few, and then so I want to, because if you guys look at my investment account, it's basically QQQ. Like It's the Magnificent Seven. Different weightings, of course, and also not 100 stocks. So do I want to grab each one individually? Do I want to put a whole bunch into this, take the equal amount, put it into a fund that has all these, like a cybersecurity ETF? So I don't know. I generally just try to do things my own way because I can sell calls against it. I can sell puts to enter. Uh, but that'll be in a video coming out. Imagine the robot that struggled to say "I love you" gets excited about flowers and Valentine's Day cards. It's because I'm trying to be human. Okay, Zach. Plus, when someone just drops the L bomb on you, what are you supposed to say? Some of you guys are probably saying you say it back, but didn't hear that a lot. I don't know if I still hear that a lot. So it's like very awkward. He has emotions, just won't admit it. Oh no, I have emotions. Uh, yeah. Oh, we don't need to go down that path. Yes, someone said like CLSK. Yes. Let me just try it out a clean spark. Was there a dirty spark? Price action wise, this ran up and ran into some resistance right here. So nothing but Winnie the Pooh showing up right here, but buyers are holding that level. So I gotta say that's where we're zoning it out. Here was your previous peak. Getting above that would be bullish. We didn't even test that. Gosh, that does look high. That looks a little pump and dumpish. It looks a little too fast, too soon. But this looks too fast, too soon. This looks like we cooled up. We're trying to cool off, and people are still buying it. So ultimately, as much as I don't like buying the peaks, I got to say that's holding up pretty well and looks a little bit bullish. He has lots of emotions: disappointment, frustration, anger, rage. Uh, who does this? Pretend you didn't hear? I mean, it was on YouTube. They tried to corner me and make me say it. Okay, zoom out. It's an old ticker that is a long term down there. Well, let's zoom out. So last time we were here was 2021. Doesn't really exist. Where's the Rona crash? Didn't even participate in the Rona crash. There's the Rona crash. Just nothing. 2021 doesn't even matter. You can just block all of that off. So take all of this off. It's cool that we actually still bounced around. And for those of you guys that don't know anything about zones, we got close there. Played the back and forth game right here a couple times. Yeah, jumped down, bounced up, rejected here. It's cool that all interacted, but I gotta say, if we're talking about zones that were created in 2021, I do take that with a grain of salt. It's a different set of buyers and sellers. Let's see if that really gets up though. I will. Hang on, let's chart that out and right there. All right. Let's see how that holds there. I gotta say that does look still pretty bullish. It's a Bitcoin miner. That makes sense. I'm sure at some point I knew that because I've seen Clean Spark. Okay, that makes sense why it looks bullish like that. I would think it's probably going to keep going. If I had to put money on it right now, the way Bitcoin's pushing, the Bitcoin miners, they're not real. They're not real stocks. They are Bitcoin hype stocks. And what's concerning about those is people buy these when they just don't want to buy Bitcoin. They buy that as their access to Bitcoin. And if that is you, I'm genuinely telling you to look up how hard it is to buy Bitcoin. Download Robinhood, go to Bitcoin, click the buy button. You can, if you want to buy my course, you could direct message me because it's not like online or anything. But you can say, hey, I want to pay you in Bitcoin. You could literally send it to me like PayPal. It's that easy. But if you're on the momentum train, you like it, then you know what you're doing if it's a momentum game. But for now, what I was getting at is when I call them Bitcoin hype stocks, Bitcoin could climb up. If Bitcoin was climbing up $100 a day, this thing would never move. It'd probably just go down. We could cross 50K, we cross 60K, it'd probably never go anywhere. When Bitcoin starts to liven up, people talk about it, these start to go nuts. They turn to momentum plays every time. Was looking as a momentum play. Yeah, and that's all I would ever look at these as. They're great momentum tickers, by the way. It's true. I've paid Don in Bitcoin. Easy to do. Uh, I would not buy CLSK. All the Bitcoin miners have rallied recently. I would wait and see what Bitcoin does. How's that BMR going? Right now it's not going anywhere unless it's did it change? We went over that in the very beginning. Send it. I'm right here at the alert. So it's a little bit red. You just wait. This is gonna be $65 tomorrow. Just kidding. Is the market still open? No, I was just kidding when I said it's gonna be $65 tomorrow. Does he agree? Can't everybody just starts filling it? Uh, yeah, momentum play. I am in this. I'm out at 8:35. Or I thought about it canceled. I didn't do good till cancel, but I had a sell order at 35 today in case it would pop up. Um, all right, let's do. Someone said say that in 16 minutes exactly. All right, let's do natural gas. So somebody asked, right? NG. That's the NG we're talking about, right? I feel good because you guys can hear me. I feel like everything's rocking and rolling. Where we at? How many thumbs up do we have? Does anybody say? Can anybody tell me? I don't know, but it better be a lot. Better be at least 80. If not, hit the thumbs up button. We start giving natural gas away for free. Why it $1.75? Oh my gosh. You're telling me 26 likes? Oh, I'm just kidding then. Just kidding on the whole natural gas play. You know what you should do? Short it. Unless you hit the thumbs up button, then talk to me. I'll tell you something different. There's the absolute floor. Natural gas is the Widowmaker. When is the Widowmaker? The Widowmaker's a specific time. Is it summer? Gosh, it's been a while since we talked about that. It's summer or winter. One of the season changes is called the Widowmaker. I thought it was winter. Winter, yeah, because it's cold outside. Buy it. UNG is the stock. Yeah, but I wouldn't chart out UNG. I would always chart out the underlying. Which is why, like, when you guys watch me break stuff down, you see these tickers. There's the Russell Futures, and then there's IWM. You'll see all the zones on the underlying. Charting out the ETF or anything like that, like SPY versus ES. It's like reading the Harry Potter book, but only reading the odd or even pages. You get the full, you get the story. You probably missed a few details. So that's why I just worry about the underlying. If I'm trading UNG or anything like that, still worried about this. All that's going to do is play catch up to what this is doing. I gotta say, there's really nothing. These should all be white. Sorry, guys. What'd that do? Relaunched update. Get out of here. All right. URA, URE, URG for uranium. Just whichever one. What did Chamath buy all those? If we build nuclear power plants, those stocks will rise. Um, that's adorable. I really wish we would do nuclear. I think we eventually will get there. But I got right now, nuclear is probably just a whole nother rant for another time. People just think mushroom clouds and Godzilla. Those were the good old days, watching new people blow their guns on you guys. This is interesting though. What's the stupid indicator? The strength indicator. RS. So we're daily oversold. I gotta say, guys, I am a knife catcher. So like everyone else will tell you, like, oh, don't catch a falling knife. I'm out here juggling 3 knives on fire. So it's more important that you stay in your lane. You're either a knife catcher or you're not. But I gotta say, I kind of want to buy this. Is it cold or boil? Is it cold? Bloomberg net. That's short, so it's boil. So cold and boil are inverse ETFs. So as natural gas goes down, this one will go down. You'll watch as far as cold with a K, cold's going to the moon. What time is it? He says, "Don't do it, dude." Is that the futures contract? Yeah, natural gas. That's what we were just looking at. Yeah. What do you mean, don't do it? Don't tell me what to do. Where's my phone at? Hang on. I really am going to buy some of this really quick. Uh, what would my stop loss be at? Hang on. Oh gosh, how much wiggle room can I give this thing? This already reverse split. Hmm. I'm, I don't want to give it. Hang on. $1.50. Okay, so let's go February 8th. All of it. All the room. Yeah. I might as well rock the default stop loss. The one the market puts on there for you, your broker. What's that puts at $4? I'm gonna go 1045 as my stop loss. All right. And we filled at 1517. Love that spread. 35 minutes behind, but I'm with you. Risk and capital. Uh no, I'm not going that much. What would the stop be on UNG? Oh, same thing. Yeah, it would still be 1045. Why not short cold? Can you even short cold shares? I don't know if you can. Is this a swing trade or day trade? Well, hang out for a second, I'll tell you. I'll let you know in about 8 minutes. If that thing jumps to $30, I'll go ahead and sell. What do you want to talk about for 8 minutes? Um, Shorting Boyle has been free money since it became a ticker. You can short Boyle. You can sell puts, but not much. Yeah, I don't want to sell puts on that. Selling, I don't really care for options on these. How you're going to lose money here? What do you mean how? Joe Schmo. You can short anything. I didn't. I thought they were hard to borrow. Our first baby is due in April. Life advice for 8 minutes. What I like to do is, once it's born, I gotta say it until you tell me what it is. Um, what I tried to do, right? So once it's born, you make sure it's healthy, make sure everything's good. You come home from the hospital. It's gonna cry a little bit, and to get used to that, I would I'd draw a bath. I'd fill the bathtub up, and then the next part's important. You bring a kitchen appliance in the bathroom with you. For me, it was the toaster, and I would plug it in next to the bath. And once I'd get nice, submerged, and comfortable, I would just tip it in. It's quick, um, and then bang, bang, boom. Don't you say it's a boy? You don't want your boy to see that. You don't want him trying that. You before you do that, you have to tell them, "Hey, don't do this." Um, you better not sleep for a full 3 years. Oh yeah, don't worry about sleep anymore. Fall of Shadows, you're gonna understand why I can reply in the chat at 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. When you guys ask me why am I not asleep, I'll tell you why. It's the little life sucking heathens that never go to sleep. I don't know where their energy comes from. Um, who does this? Make sure it's yours. It's an awkward conversation to have, but yeah, I've seen the stories of people finding out it wasn't theirs long time after. Am I trading futures? No, I just bought Boyle. Life lessons with Don from monsters. Yeah, no, if I ever caught them in my monster stash, we would probably fight. It'd be a domestic situation at that point. Um, I affect the monster stock price because I'm drinking them, not because I'm supplying for everybody else. So I have 6 minutes. Joe, I'm being sarcastic. It's a swing trade. I'm not gonna scalp it. If it jumped to $30 and I doubled my money, I would sell. Yeah, it'd be a day trade. But no, it's not futures. It's the Boyle ETF. Um, yeah, no futures because I'd want to put a stop on it if I was in the futures account. And overnight, that would just tag on. It'd be dumb. I'd rather just let this hang out for a few days. I doubt it turns around that fast. If it does and lightning strikes, I'll be good. Once it pushes up to probably 17, I'd put my stop in the green. No, I'm about to wrap it. I just want to see if we'd get to 100 people because there's 99 in here. That's all. But do me a huge solid. What do you guys think of the thumbnail action, huh? One cool thing about AI, it helps me draw my thumbnails. And that character is my AI version of me. A little less Amish because you can see his whole beard and mustache. Like on his face. I have hair on my face. You guys just can't see it when it's on camera for some reason. Swing trade natural gas when it gets cold all of a sudden. Where is a good price to load up on Tesla for the investment account? So I'll answer this question. It's where do you think Tesla's going? If I'm going to invest in something, I still have a clear profit target of where it's going to take some years, but where we're going to grow into. I still have my case. And if I thought Tesla's right now at 185, if I thought that's going to grow into a great valuation at 225, I'd probably really want to dip. But if I think it's going to 500, 600 higher, if I'm Kathy Wood, I think it's going to go ridiculous, 25,000. Then at that point, like I said earlier in the stream, I wouldn't care if I bought it at 185, 200, 175. Wouldn't matter. I would more focus on I call it a drip, not to be confused with a dividend because it's dividend reinvestment programs that stands for. I just call it a drip, like some constant funds coming in. Like my trading account funds my investment account. I want money coming in and just continuously hoarding shares. Accumulating, I think, is the word, but I call it hoarding because I'm going to get all of them. It's like Hungry Hippo, but since you're the dad, you break the other three and you win. Kathy Woods thinks Tesla's going to 2,000 once Musk comes out with self-driving taxis. Good luck with that. Waymo and what's the other one? Cruise. They're driving around in California. They that got extended. It's going out to Arizona and now Austin, Texas. But people are rioting on them. Rioting, not riding. A lot of them are putting traffic cones on the hood because they don't do it like Teslas. They do the radar and lidar and all that. So they do that, and the car thinks it's in a construction zone. It just stops and turns the hazards on. It's hilarious. But the other day they actually got in front of one. It stopped, because they don't want to run anybody over, and then they beat all the windows in and lit it on fire. So I wonder if that's going to be a thing. Uber is a great long play. Perfect. Right as we're talking about robo taxis and everything's going to put Uber out of business. Uh, Tesla's not grown year over year in stock price for 2 years at this price. I have a buy order a bit above 175. Waymo started in Arizona, been here for 5 years. I heard they just got approved to go to Arizona, approved to drive around in there. When computing chips stop having errors and crashing randomly once in a while. What? Oh, I'll believe in self-driving taxis when all the cars on the road can communicate with each other. Oh, at that point, it's over with. All right. I have to, Brennan Estopino. I suck at names. What platform am I using? My main trading platform is TradeStation. I look like a Texan. I'm not. I don't know if that is that a compliment? I do like things that go bang. And I do have a grenade launcher. I've been seeing Waymo for several years. Interesting. I wonder what just passed for them to be fully functional. I don't know. It's interesting you guys are saying I'm obviously not in Arizona, so that's just what I heard. But anyway, what I was going with that is I'm curious, does Elon, because Elon doesn't like to pay politicians, and to just let cars out there roam on the streets with the little regulation that they have, I think is probably um from some pockets getting lined. Tesla's not going to do it. I do think Tesla's going to be the last of that game unless they have to come out with something so amazing it's just irrefutable, or Elon's going to have to give in and pay somebody. Someone on Elon's team is going to have to just pay a politician like everyone else does, and play the mafia game. Don has to come on stream one time with a cowboy hat on. Okay, I do have boots and a hat. I don't know if you guys know this. I've grew up on farms, so that's nothing to me. But no, I'm not in Texas. All right. Anyway, I got to wrap it up here. Mentorship group, don't go anywhere because we're going live right now. Everyone else, if you're interested in that, I don't know, do the things, figure it out. I got faith in you. Hit the thumbs up button first. That is free. And I'll see you guys Thursday. Have a good one.